Hello students, welcome you all in the next lecture of Mathematics 1, that is Algebra. We have started with chapter number 5, that is Probability, and in that we have seen what is the meaning of the word probability, its definition we have seen, then we have seen random experiment and its outcome. There we have seen various examples like one coin is thrown, two coins are thrown, three coins are thrown, one die is thrown, two dice are thrown, and various other experiments and its outcomes which we have seen. Okay. Also we have studied about sample space and events, how to write down the sample space, how to write down the events, and how to write down the number of sample points in the event. Now we are moving towards the last topic of this chapter, that is probability of an event. Okay. So now let us see the meaning of the word probability in mathematics. Okay, the meaning of the word probability, that is possibility, you know, but in mathematics what is the meaning of probability? Let us see that. Okay, so here we are going to see probability of an event. So its definition is that when we express this possibility as a number, it is called as what? Probability. In mathematical language, when the possibility of expected event is expressed in a number, it is called as probability. Now we are going to see the formula to find the probability. This probability is always expressed in the form of fraction, or it is always expressed in the form of percentage by using the formula. Okay, so here let us see the formula. So here we are going to take any random experiment. So for that random experiment we can write down sample space. Then if A is the event given to us, or A is the expected event, then the probability of that event is denoted by P of A. Probability of A. And it is given by the formula P of A is equal to number of sample points in event A divided by number of sample points in the sample space. Okay, that is n of A divided by n of S. Here in words there is no need to write, but here you should write down P of A is equal to n of A upon n of S. If you have event B, then you will write down P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S. Okay, so this is a simple formula. You have to keep this in mind. Now let us see some of the solved examples. So the first solved example from the textbook I am discussing now. Find the probability of the following when one coin is tossed. Okay, so our experiment is what? One coin is tossed. By using that we have to write down sample space first and number of sample points. Okay, so here we are going to write down the sample space for one coin is tossed. You know that for one coin there are two sample points, either head or tail. So S consists of two sample points. Always we are writing in the form of sets in the curly bracket separated by comma. So here S is having two sample points H and T, and therefore n of S is equal to 2. Number of sample points in the sample space is equal to 2. Now here we are provided with two events. Okay, so we have to give them the letter A, B, okay, so that we can write down the probability properly. So let us see the first one. We have to take this as event A. So let A be the event of getting head. Okay, so getting head. So from here you are going to choose one sample point only. A contains only one sample points, and therefore n of A is equal to 1. And we have to find out probability. So write down the formula for probability. P of A is equal to n of A upon n of S. We have with us. Okay, so n of A is 1 and n of S is 2. And therefore P of A, that means probability of getting head, is 1 upon 2, or is half. Okay. Then next event, probability of getting tail. So we are taking that as event B. That let event B be getting tail. So here for this also we have one sample point. So set B contains only one sample point, and therefore n of B is equal to 1. And again we have to write down the formula P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S, that is 1 upon 2. Okay. So if here half and here half, if you add them, you are going to get 1. Okay. So these two are complementary events, because see, here H and T, if we join them, we are going to get sample space. And here nothing is common in between them. Such events are called as what? Complementary events. And sum of the complementary events is always equal. So sum of the probability of the complementary event is always equal to 1. Here what you have to keep in mind, that probability is never greater than 1. Always you are going to get fraction. So while writing also, don't write the formula in the reverse way. Don't write ns upon na. Ns is going to appear always in denominator. So probability is always less than 1. If this half, if you want to convert into percentage, then you know how to convert it. You will multiply by 100 and the answer will be 50%. So probability of getting head is 50% and probability of getting tail is 50%. So always we express the probability in the form of fraction or in the form of percentage. And one more point to keep in mind is that the probability is never greater than 1. Always you will get it equal to 1 or less than 1. So the value of probability is always between 0 to 1. Okay, that means it can be 0 or it can be greater than 0, and then it can be 1 or it can be less than 1. Okay, but negative number will not appear and greater than 1 also will not appear. Okay, that you have to keep in mind, that the value of probability is always between 0 and 1. Let us go for the second example. If one die is rolled, then find the probability of each of the following events. Number on the upper face is prime, and second one is number on the upper face is even. So first of all, write down the event, and from that write down the sample space and number of sample points. That means S and NS. Okay. So first of all, we have to write down the sample space. One die. Okay. So you know the sample space now. So many times we have discussed. So S is having 6 sample points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And therefore N of S is equal to 6. Now let us go towards the first event. Let us take that event as A. So you can write in this way also, event A, prime number on the upper face. Okay. So here from these sample points only you will write down all the prime numbers, which are they 2, 3 and 5. So set A contains 3 sample points. Okay. And therefore N of A is equal to 3. Now we have to find out probability. So write down the formula of probability. Everywhere you have to write it. P of A is equal to N of A upon N of S. That is, P of A is equal to 3 upon 6. See, N is 3 and NS is 6. Now we can reduce it. So reduce it, and answer is what? 1 upon 2. So probability of getting prime number on the upper face when one die is rolled is 1 upon 2, or is half, or 50%. Then second event, number on the upper face is even. So from here they are going to write all the even numbers, which are they 2, 4 and 6. You can see again the number of sample points, that means N of B here is 3. Now we want to find probability, so write down the formula. P of B is equal to N of B upon N of S. So 3 upon 6, that is 1 upon 2, or 50%. Okay. So this is very easy. Everywhere you have to use the same formula, only you have to change the letter here. Here you are taking event A, here you are taking event B. If you are having more events, you can take event C, event D. Okay. So go on writing the different alphabet for different event and find out the probability. Now third example. A card is drawn from a well shuffled pack of 52 playing cards. Find the probability of each event. The card drawn is first one a red card and second one a face card. Okay. So you know how to write down the sample space of playing cards. But every time there is no need to write down the sample space. Only you have to write down that S is a sample space and therefore N of S is 52. Or simply you write down the statement that a card is drawn from well shuffle pack of 52 playing cards. Therefore, n of ace is 52. Don't write all the cards there as it was shown previously in the table. While solving sums, it is not compulsory, right? If they are asking you that you write the sample space, then you have to write. Okay, but while solving, you need not write because already the number 52 is provided to you. So directly you can write down n of ace is 52. But you must know that there are 4 types of cards: heart, diamond, spade and club. Out of that, heart and diamond are red cards and spade and club are black cards. Okay. So 13 cards of each type. Therefore 13 fours are 52 total number of cards. Out of that, you know that ace is not neither face card nor a number card. Then 2 to 10 you have number cards. And then jack, queen, king. Okay. So 3 face cards of each type. Therefore 12 face cards are there. So all these numbers you must know. Then and then only you can write down the number of sample points for the required events here. So let us take the first event as A here. That event A, card drawn is a red card. So how many total red cards? 13 hearts and 13 diamonds. 26 red cards are there. And therefore n of A is equal to 26. And from that you can find out P of A. That is n of A upon n of S. 26 divided by 52. That is 1 upon 2 or half. Okay. So the probability of getting a red card is 1 upon 2 or it is 50%. Now let us take the second event as B. That the card drawn is a face card. Then you immediately write down there are total 12 face cards or total 50 face cards are equal to 12 and therefore n of B is equal to 12. From that you have to find out probability. So P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S. 12 upon 52. See, these two are divisible by 4. We can reduce it further. So you need to reduce them. Okay. So the answer here is 3 upon 13. So the probability of getting face card here is 3 upon 13. Always you will find that this number is less than 1. As I have said, probability can never be greater than 1. Okay. The maximum number possible is 1 and the minimum number possible is 0. So this you have to keep in mind. Now let us see example number 4. Solve example number 4. A box contains 5 strawberry chocolates, 6 coffee chocolates and 2 peppermint chocolates. Find the probability of each of the following events if one of the chocolate is picked from the box at random. First one, it is a coffee chocolate and second one, it is a peppermint chocolate. So first of all, make use of this statement to write down the sample space or write down the sample points. You cannot write down sample space here, but you have to write down the sample space. So here, sample space is having how many sample points? 5 plus 6 plus 2. That is 30. Okay. You need not write sample space here. Only you write down the sample points from the given statement. 5 plus 6 plus 2. That is 13. So n of ace is 13 here. Now take the first event as event A. So event A is that it is a coffee chocolate. So how many coffee chocolates are there? 6 are there. So write down n of A is equal to 6. From question only we are writing this. We are having this in question. So n of A is 6. And from that you can find out P of A, that is n of A upon n of S equal to 6 upon 13. Because n of A is 6 and n of S is 13. Now take the second event as B, that it is a peppermint chocolate. So see how many peppermint chocolates are there? 2. So n of B is equal to 2. And from that P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S, that is equal to 2 upon 13. Okay. So this way we are going to find the probability. Now let us see some points to be remembered. First of all, the probability is always expressed as a fraction or as a percentage, as I have said. Okay. So the probability of the event is from 0 to 1. These are the boundaries given. It cannot be less than 0, it cannot be greater than 1, or it is between 0% to 100%. Okay, so this way the probability is a number between these two boundaries. So if A is any event, then probability of that event here is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. Or the probability of the event is greater than or equal to 0% and less than or equal to 100%. Okay. So as I have said, we have converted their half as 50%. If you have the probability as 1 upon 4, then to convert into percentage, you are going to multiply here by 100. And therefore 100 divided by 4, that is 25%. So the probability 1 upon 4 is same as what? 25%. If it is half, it is 50% and so on. So the probability is always expressed as a number, or you can say as a fraction, or it can be expressed as a percentage. Now let us move towards the last exercise of this chapter, that is practice set 5.4. So first question from that: if two coins are tossed, find the probability of the following events. First one, getting at least one head, getting no head. Okay. So first of all, see the experiment. What is the experiment? Two coins are tossed. So as I have said, write down this statement there, that if two coins are tossed simultaneously, then S sample space contain 4 sample points: HH, HT, TH and TT. I told you how to write it. Write H 2 times, write T 2 times, then HT, HT. For 3 also I told how to write. So here n of S is equal to 4. Number of sample points is equal to 4. Now take this first event as event A. Okay. So we are writing that condition for event A is what? Getting at least one head. At least one means what? Minimum one. That means more than one also are allowed. So here we are having 3 sample points: HH, HT and TH. Here we have 1H and here we have 2H, 2 heads. So n of A is equal to 3. Count and write 1, 2 and 3. Number of sample points in event A, 3. Now we have to write down the probability. So write down the formula immediately. P of A is equal to n of A upon n of S. That is 3 upon 4. What always you will find is the smaller number is in the numerator and the larger number is in the denominator. Got it? So this way you have to do it. Now let us take the second one, getting no head. So write down that as condition for event B. Getting no head. No head means what? Only tail. So for that purpose we have only one sample point here. So immediately write down set B as with one sample point, that is TT, and therefore n of B is equal to 1. Now we have to find probability also. So write down the formula. P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S. So n of B is 1 and n of S is 4. So in this way the probability of getting no head, that is only tail, is 1 upon 4, or it is 25%, and the probability of getting at least one head is 3 upon 4, or it is 75%. Again you will find that here, see, these two events, they are again complementary events. Nothing in common, but if we add them we are going to get sample space. So here 3 upon 4 plus 1 upon 4, you are going to get 4 upon 4, that is 1. So the sum of probabilities of complementary events is always and always 1. You have to use this knowledge while solving the sums where you have to apply your knowledge, where you have to apply your skill. So to keep this in mind, that the sum of probability of complementary events is always 1. Okay. Copy it down. Okay, so here writing the event is important. Please note that many of you show your laziness there, that why to write this statement, but you need to write. Don't write even the word condition for. You can write down in short event A, then put a colon and then write down the condition. Okay, but writing this is compulsory. You have to write it, otherwise your marks will be deducted. Got it? So let us go towards the second question now. If two dice are rolled simultaneously, find the probability of the following events. First one, the sum of the digits on the upper faces is at least 10. The sum of the digits on the upper faces is 33. The digit on the first die is greater than the digit on the second die. Okay, so this is question. Now there are three conditions given. So we have to write down three events. So first let us write down the statement that two dice are rolled simultaneously, and from that we have to write down the sample space and sample points. You know that for two dice we have 36 sample points. Okay, so you need to write down them properly as I have explained you earlier. So write down the statement. If two dice are rolled simultaneously, sample space is equal to, inside the curly bracket you have to go on writing all the pairs in the round bracket separated by commas. As I have said, you will make use of 6 lines in the same manner. Every time you are going to write down the sample space in the same way. Don't go on writing till the end of the line, because from this it is possible for you to find out the conditions for the given events properly. Okay, so always follow this pattern to write down the sample space and the sample points. Okay, so all of you please copy it down. Here also you need to write each and every sample point. As I have said previously, if you have very big numbers, then you cannot write. You have to make of all these sample points. Okay, so you need not do dash 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 and you don't write down the last point as well. Okay, writing each and every point sample space here is compulsory. Okay, and the way should be also exactly same. N of A is 36. There are 36 sample points. Okay, so I hope you must have completed. If not completed, complete it afterwards. I am going towards the events now. The first event, event A, the sum of the digits on the upper faces is at least 10. This we have solved previously in practice set 5.3 also. At least 10 means what? 10 or more. So here the smallest sum possible is 1 plus 1, 2, and the highest sum possible is 6 plus 6, 12. And we want the number 10 or more than 10. So you have to think of the sums 10, 11 and 12. So you will find out all the sample points where the sum of the digits on the upper faces is 10 or more. So first three lines, that is 1, 1, 2, 1, 6, 2, 1, 2, 2, 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 6, you will not get any sample point. Okay, because the sum is 9 there. In the fourth line, the last one, 4, 6, that is giving you 10. Then from the fifth line, you will have 2 sample points, 5, 5 and 5, 6. 10 and 11 is the sum. And from the last line, 6th line, you will have 3 sample points, 6, 4, 6, 5 and 6, 6. 10, 11 and 12 respectively. Okay, so in this way you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 sample points. So N of A is equal to 6. You want to find probability, so write down the formula. Therefore P of A is equal to N of A upon N of S, that is 6 upon 36. We can reduce it further, so the answer is 1 upon 6. Okay, so the probability of getting the sum of the digit on the upper face at least 10 is what? 1 upon 6. Okay, let us go towards the second event. Event B, the sum of the digits on the upper faces is 33. Now when we did this, I told that the maximum sum possible here is how much? 12. More than 12 is not possible. So this is an impossible event. Write down this. That event B is an impossible event because the maximum possible sum here is 12. And therefore B is an empty set or B is a null set. So n of B is equal to 0. And therefore P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S, that is 0 upon 36 is equal to 0. So here you understood that the probability can be 0 because you can have the impossible event where the number of sample points are 0. So here probability is 0. Okay. Then the last one, third one, event C. The digit on the first die is greater than the digit on the second die. That means you will find all the sample points where the first number is bigger and second number is smaller. Because see, number on the first die is greater than the number on the second die. So start with the first line. In the first line, see 1, 1, 1, 2 up to 1, 6. No sample point will come. Okay, because first number is not bigger. From the second line, you will have one sample point, that is 2, 1. From the third line, you will have 2, 3, 1 and 3, 2. Fourth line, you will have 3, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3. Fifth line, you will have 4, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4. And for the sixth line, you will have 5 sample points, that is 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4 and 6, 5. If you count them, you are going to get 15. So n of C is equal to 15 here. And from that, you have to write down probability of C. I'm sorry, here it should be C. Okay, so I have not written that. You please take note of this. This is P of C. That is n of C upon n of S. 15 upon 36 is equal to 5 upon 12. Please copy it down, and while writing, please make this change. Okay, I simply copy pasted it and forgot to do the changes. Please all of you do the change here. Please note that writing formula everywhere is compulsory. So write down the formula everywhere. And you have to do the reduction wherever possible. See, you have to check whether the given numbers are divisible and reduce it to the lowest form always. Let us see one more sum. Question number 3. There are 15 tickets in a box, each bearing one of the numbers from 1 to 15. One ticket is drawn at random from the box. Find the probability of event that the ticket drawn shows an even number, and second one shows a number which is multiple of 5. First of all, you write down the statement from the question that there are 15 tickets in a box, each bearing one number from 1 to 15. And therefore, sample space S is having all these numbers from 1 to 15. Write down all the numbers. 1 to, I told that if it is very big set, then don't write all the sample points. But here it is possible for you to write down the 15 numbers. So you need to write down each and every number. So n of S here is 15. Okay. Now let us go towards the first event, that the ticket drawn shows an even number. So write down event A and the condition the ticket drawn shows an even number. So from this you have to write down even numbers. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and 14. So write down all these numbers, count them, they are 7. So n of A is equal to 7. From that, write down probability of event A, that is P of A is equal to n of A upon n of S, that is equal to 7 upon 15. Okay. So please write it down. The second event I will go on the next slide so that we will discuss. You copy it. Please note that writing this condition is important. Okay, then writing the formula is also compulsory. It carries half mark, so you have to write formula everywhere. Okay, I hope you must have completed it. Let us go towards the second event, that is second condition. So second one, event B, the ticket drawn shows a number which is a multiple of 5. We have numbers from 1 to 15. So we have to write down the table of 3. Multiples of 5 means multiple of table of 5. Okay, so we have 3 numbers here. So B contains sample points 5, 10 and 15. So n of B is equal to 3. From that, P of B is equal to n of B upon n of S, 3 upon 15, that is 1 upon 5. Okay, so copy it down. Okay students, so today we are stopping here. Remaining sums we will see in the next lecture, and then we will start with problem set. Okay, so thank you students. Stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself.